Viewers, now Syrian troops are engaged in combat with US-backed Kurdish-led forces, have captured the Omar oil field, the largest in the country, along with the Conoco gas field in eastern Deir Zor province, as allied Arab tribal forces advanced in the oil-rich area near the Iraqi border. According to reports, the capture of the oil fields east of the Euphrates River, a key revenue source for the Kurdish-led forces, dealt a significant blow to the group, as it has been deprived as the state of resources used by the military. The Syrian army has pressed ahead into predominantly Arab-populated areas of southeast Syria controlled by the US-backed Syrian Democratic Forces, despite US calls to halt its advance. Osman, I request you once again to join us and begin with your comments first.
Well, the situation in Syria has deteriorated substantially. What began as a military operation in Aleppo to expel the SDF of this area, it seemed at this point that this was an arrangement that the Americans agreed to after some extensive Turkish and Syrian lobbying at Washington, that they would allow the Syrian government to basically expel the SDF, the Syrian Democratic Forces, out of the western part of the Euphrates River. However, today there are very dangerous developments because the Syrian government forces or pro-government forces and tribal militias as well that are supportive of the government have crossed the Euphrates River, seizing vast swaths of territory, including the major city of Raqqa, which basically, according to many reports, has fallen already, or most of it has fallen to the pro-government forces. So it seems this is either one of two things. It's either that the Syrian government is testing its limits and seeing how far it can go in its pursuit of reestablishing control over as much of Syria as it can, and to weaken the SDF and even topple it, or the US has just thrown their historical ally, the SDF, under Turkish pressure, under the bus, basically in return for certain guarantees. I think we will find out in the next few hours, but it seems now there is some diplomatic movement by the United States. Tom Barak is in Damascus. The U.S. Special Envoy to Syria and Lebanon is reportedly in Damascus at the moment. It has been reported that Mazloum Abdi, the head of the SDF, is in contact with both Tom Barak and Syrian President Ahmed al-Shara at this point, and that there was also some mediation welcomed by the Americans from the side of the Iraqi Kurdish provincial government in Iraqi Kurdistan in order to attempt to de-escalate the situation. It has been reported that Mazloum Abdi was offered the position of being the government of Hasaka, which is the largest Kurdish city in the eastern Euphrates area, in exchange, of course, for allowing the rapid reintegration into Syrian state structure and basically de-establishing the de facto autonomous government of the Kurds in the eastern Euphrates River. However, it's too early to determine whether there is a political deal behind closed doors, or that if seriously the SDF has been sold out by the Americans and now the Syrian government, and supported by Turkey, will just take them out and re-establish control of the government on the eastern banks of the Euphrates. Very rapid developments in Syria indeed.
Yeah, sure. Thanks very much, Osman, for joining us and helping us